Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Loren again. Today we're going to be going over 5 life hacks for washers and dryers. But first, just want to go over some basic knowledge on washers and dryers. First thing is that most of your washers and dryers are going to have 2 different cycles that everyone should kind of be mindful of. First one is your sensor dry. This may not be on all dryers, but it is on most. That actually has a moisture sensor inside the dryer that will detect the moisture level in the clothes. So what happens is once your clothes are done drying, it'll actually shut off the heating element, and it'll kind of just stop running so you're not wasting energy. The other cycle is the manual dry cycle. So the manual dry cycle is more of a time cycle. Towards the end of the cycle, it'll actually shut off the heat, but it's not using the sensor dry. But both of these different cycles, if you're familiar with them, or I would suggest getting familiar with them, kind of definitely helps you save energy throughout the lifespan of your dryer. But let's go ahead and let's get into the life hacks, guys. First hack, guys, this is vinegar and baking soda. So what you want to do is you want to add on your longest cycle on your washer, whatever it might be, you want to look at your time cycles. You want to do it, in this one it's going to be a deep wash. You run a deep wash cycle with some vinegar on the hot water level. So what you do is you add that in, you let that run by itself for an hour, and while that's running, grab a hand towel with some vinegar and just clean the outside of the washing machine. That's going to help kind of fight stains in your liquid bleach detergent areas. You can kind of get in there with a hand towel and clean some of that stuff out. So once you add that in and the cycle is complete, you then do another cycle on a hot cycle with baking soda. That's going to help break apart that old detergent that gets in there and that kind of the vinegar smell that you get on the washing machine. Also with vinegar and baking soda, what you could use is to fight stains. You actually just apply some vinegar to some clothes, and you can add some baking soda as well. Just kind of mix that in there with a toothbrush, or just scrub it lightly. And once you do that, you can actually throw that in, and it kind of helps fight stains. Also, old towels, really good way to kind of freshen an old towel. Adding some vinegar into it, into the wash cycle, it actually helps kind of soften up the clothes. It's kind of like a natural fabric softener. Also, smelling, vinegar kind of kills a lot of smells with, as kind of a deodorizer, so you could add that for smells as well. That's also another gym clothes. If you have a lot of gym clothes, you could throw them in there with some vinegar. It actually helps kind of keep those clothes smelling fresh. Let's move on to number 2, guys. All right, guys, this is hack number 2. This is what do you do if you're out of dryer sheets? You could actually use tinfoil. So what you could do is actually in your cycle, ball it up. You don't want to keep it, just keep it a little loose, but this actually reduces static. So you can actually throw this in a cycle. It'll actually help, and they say it can last up to 6 months. So that's life hack number 2. And that brings us to number 3, guys. That's using tennis balls in your dryer. Using anything fluffy. I recommend this for definitely pillows. If you ever pull out like a pillow out of a washing machine, everything's clumped onto one side, all the cotton balls are on one side. When you throw this into the dryer with the tennis balls, it actually helps even out that load of cotton. So I definitely recommend tennis balls for number 3. Life hack number 4, guys, what you can use is a hand towel. So let's say if you forget your load of clothes in the dryer, you can actually just dampen this. You don't want it too wet, just throw some water on it and wring it out pretty well. Throw it in there on a quick cycle, and what that does is actually going to it's going to get all that moisture onto the clothes and without getting the clothes too wet. So if you have somewhere to be quick, don't want to pull out the ironing board, just dampen a cloth real quick, throw in the articles of clothing, throw it on your start cycle, on kind of a hotter cycle. It'll actually create some steam in the dryer and get everything nice and unwrinkled. Another thing this could be used for is if you have a dry washcloth. Let's say if you forgot an outfit that you have in the washing machine, you could actually grab those clothes, throw in a fuller size towel, not a hand towel. You want to get something a little bit bigger. You can throw that in the dryer. It'll help kind of release some of that moisture onto the towel. The towel kind of helps that drying cycle. All right, guys, this is life hack number 5. That's using a dry erase marker on your dryer. This only works on a white dryer, so sorry for you guys that don't have a white dryer. But actually, let's say if you have a sweater that you don't want to dry, and you have it in the washing machine, you can leave a note as long as you have one of these handy, and you can just write on here, sweater, so by the time your clothes are done washing, you can just remind yourself, oh, I forgot my sweater's in there, just to make sure you don't throw that into your dryer. Afterwards, just grab a towel, and you can just wipe that off right away. All right, guys, those are my life hacks for washers and dryers. Please stay tuned for next week, and like and subscribe, guys.